So one of the questions that comes up for many people is, how can I get easily in and out of a chair? We want to illustrate that with a chair that has more a traditional design with a backrest. So when we sit in a chair like this, there tends to be that we sit against the backrest, that all our weight is in our pelvis and our back is rounded. Now, to get up like this, often we first have to get up to the front of the chair to make it easier, or we have to really bend all the way forward. Good. Now, sit down again. Often, people, when they have like their back against the backrest, they also bring their legs all the way out there, their feet to the front. So one of the challenges in getting up is, how can we move the weight that is in the pelvis more over the feet? If you would have to get up like this with your feet out in the front, would that be easy or hard? Hard. Would be very hard. So you have to position your feet first, and often we are not aware that where we position our feet to has something to do with how easily we can get up and into the chair. So bring your feet a little bit closer, bring them all the way close, and notice when you have them all the way close that also changes his posture again. And how easy would that be? You could get up, but you know, how much effort would it take like to get up like this, yeah? Right, okay. See, like you position your feet again first into the right place. So now let's look at the QOR360. When you sit in the QOR360, first of all, you don't have a backrest that you lean against. So the way you position your feet is already a different one, because if you would place your feet, let's say all the way out, like let's say bring all the way out, you will feel like that the chair reacts right away, like, you know, either like tilting forwards or tilting backwards. So if you bring your feet all the way back there, you may feel this doesn't feel comfortable. So you have immediately the feedback from the chair. So when you have your feet on the ground, it is still the question of, how do I bring my weight that is sitting in the pelvis and in the feet all the way over the legs, over the feet. So begin to tilt yourself a little bit forward and sinking from your pelvis, from your hips, that you think you come a little bit forwards and back, and just do that. And notice as you do that, if the pressure, if the weight underneath your feet begins to shift a little bit, that you feel you're bringing more weight into your feet. So the more you lean forwards, bending from the hips, and the back can stay long, yeah, you can feel how gradually you can increase that movement. You can make a bigger movement, and you can come up this way, basically by tilting, bending from the hip joints, and then finding your position to get up. Now, to get down, it's the same thing. You bend your knees, exactly, you bend your hip joints, and you feel like now you're sitting. You could also, instead of like going forwards up, what's nice about the QOR360 is you can easily turn to one side and get up. You have to just like position your feet a little bit differently, and you can come up like that. That's right. Or what you also can do, if you turn around again, like to the front, you can bring one foot a little bit more backwards and one a little bit more forwards, and see if that's easy for you. So finding a way that is easy for you to get up is important, and the QOR360 supports that, because you don't have to first get yourself all the way from the back to the front of the chair to get up. You can get up spontaneously without much of a rearrangement of your legs and feet. So with the QOR360, we can find out how can we get up more easily, not only in the QOR360 but in general. And one of the keys is how can we move the weight that for most people is in the pelvis over the legs. Since we have the QOR360 that moves, if you have your legs not in a position that supports you, it will feel unstable and maybe over time not feeling so easy. So just to illustrate that, bring your legs all the way out and notice if you would like to sit like this for a longer period of time. Yeah? In a traditional chair, you may want to do that because you have a backrest or you may adjust it. In a QOR360, it's unlikely that you find that comfortable. Yeah? So bring your feet again back to a position that feels comfortable to you, where you feel you have support in the feet, you have support in the pelvis. So now, to get up, one of the ideas that we bring forward or that we promote is that you bend from your hip joints. And the QOR360 can help you with that. So when you think of leaning forwards with your back staying long, notice how the chair begins to tilt already a little bit in this direction. That makes it easier to find then this transitioning of the pelvis moving through space over the feet. So to make it easy to shift your weight from the pelvis, that for many people is a lot of weight in the pelvis and very little in the legs, in order to get up you have to shift them, is that you bend from your hip joints, and the chair allows that to make that easy as you get up. To get down, you bend your knees and you feel like how the chair is there to weight you, and then you find like your sitting position, and you don't need a backrest to feel comfortable here. Also, it is so much easier to get up and down, and you can position your feet in a way that really makes sense to you, that you feel it's easy to transition. And the chair with this tilting mechanism can help you. Exactly, you can also have one leg in the front. You could turn if you wanted to go more to this side, up, and how easy and quickly it is that you can get up and down, yeah, without making a full rearrange yourself of yourself before. Good. Yeah? Very nice. So there is this, you could think that your hips are like a hinge, yeah, where you lean forward and then coming up, and you feel as soon as you have the weight in the legs, all you have to do is straightening the legs. To come down is bending the knees, and you feel that you can easily support this. And it's not so much effort to get up and down into a chair.